So hello everyone, I'm Tofu, we're on Ewetopia, my all-sheep island, and today we're going to be doing a build video. So I'm going to be building a farm for the lovely Stella, and surrounding areas as well. So let's jump into it, shall we? So as anyone that is used to my builds, obviously I've done some planning, so this is going to be my little farm area. We also have a little area up here that I plan to design as well. And a little bit here which is going to be just like a small garden space. But let's firstly move on to the farm. So this is where Stella's house is obviously going to be. I like to mark it out, but before I put that down, I'm just going to put a few items down. I pressed the wrong button because I am pro gamer. Here we go. So as is one of my favourite items is this gazebo, because I just love making it into basically a fake house or fake buildings. And I've got plenty of storefronts. Again, I absolutely love the look of it when it goes with the gazebo. Just so good. I'm so glad they brought these items in. And I do actually have Stella's home moving kit as well. So I can already just put everything down how I need to. I actually think this is... yeah, it all needs to be scooched, which is a bit of an annoying start, but there you go. Probably would help if Dom got out of the way, honestly, but it's just how it's going to happen, I suppose. Here is the storefront, so I'll put that down, slide that into position, fabulous. And if Dom would be so kind as to not be in my way, fantastic. We'll just spin that round. Cool. And I've got some more storefronts, which I'm just going to use on this side as well. There we go, just beyond the hay bed. You know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it this way first of all, because I want like a couple of storefronts just kind of back to back, so it almost appears like it's just an extension of the home, almost a little bit shed-like, honestly. We're just going to do that. Maybe one more back? Don't know. I'll put another storefront just down, honestly, and then move them if I think it needs it. Now, you know what? That's perfect. I don't want it too close to that tree, so... there we go. So we have the essentially like shed-like item on the right-hand side, the connection to the house, which kind of looks a little bit barn-like, and then obviously, as we have already said, we've got Stella's home kit, so let's put that in position. I did it first time, that's fantastic. This is the spot. Grand, and I just had a heart in my mouth for a second because I thought it made these disappear for whatever reason. But no, it's just the camera angle, and obviously it makes certain items disappear depending on its want. So, thank God for that, honestly, because I didn't want to have to then source a couple of these red storefronts. But yeah, unlike my previous build on Jailtown, this is my safe space, just cottagecore, very natural, just everything's just very nice for me to deal with. And Dom wants to say hello. I'm recording, Dom. Do you mind? At least he tried giving it to me when I actually had some space. That's pleasant, I guess. Well, biker jacket. Oh, definitely wear this, Dom. Thanks. Anyway, moving on. So, I have a silo, which is just going to hide behind here. And again, it's just kind of giving that illusion that we have a barn. And I like it just sticking out a little bit so, you know, you can see it kind of from the front. But it's mostly, you know, the height that we're looking for. And I have got a absolute buttload of wheat fields, so I'm going to put them down first. And then start just moving various other things around. I'll have to, obviously, you know, get everything for my inventory. But for the most part, let's do the main body of the farm. And I have done a farm space for Stella before on one of my previous islands, but I just love Stella so much, and I think it suits her down to a T. And yeah, I just think she's adorable. I definitely imagine her being very green, and so things like a farm or having an orchard, it just suits her in my opinion. And I really wish I could put this wheat field where I want it to go. There we go. So you can see, obviously I've put a little green dot there, so I do want a tree to go there, and as you can see, I already have a pear tree in my inventory. So guess what tree's going there, I suppose. But I have pre-planned this, as I do with pretty much all my builds, and hopefully it just makes everything go a little bit quicker when I'm not messing around with the placement of wheat fields, obviously. But like I said, the wheat field is the main body of this farm and what she will actually be farming, so that's why I've got an absolute just buttload of them in my inventory. And yeah, I'm trying to make it look just kind of natural. Like, it's not going to be totally uniform, which I think just helps with the whole aesthetic. Like, I don't know, I just like mixing it up every now and again, and I think that's one way of doing it, is just having things not in the perfect kind of shape, honestly. I believe this will be a green one. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is something that I mean as well, every now and again just throwing in some wheat that isn't like full ripeness. Is it ripe? Is that the word I want? But anyway, yeah, the correct growth. I don't want everything to be uniform. I want things a little bit kind of like, you know, further on than others. And so I have a single white wheat field as well, which I assume is this one. Oh wow, I'm surprised that actually happened how I wanted it to, so that's cool. Okay, now it's just a matter of plonking down these wheat fields how I want them to go. So nearly there, and then I'll have to run off and grab a load of just furniture items. And yeah, we'll continue this journey of Stella's farm. Please, Dom, don't get in my way. Please, just please. Okay, he's mostly ignoring me, other than his very strange biker jacket gift. But like, that's cool. We have a brick well, and I love these wells. I think they just work so well. Forgive the pun. I very much want the handle to be facing that way. And last of all, we'll kick up this space, grab our trusty shovel, and let's plant this tree. Cool. So now we have obviously the wheat field surrounding this pear tree. There's going to be just a single pear tree on this little patch of farm. And I do have a little bit of fence just before I run off and fill my inventory with other various items. And now that's done, I'm going to run off and fill my pockets, so see you in a second. Okay, so I'm back with all the items that I want, so we're going to just move on to this little area here, and I just imagine this to be a small kind of courtyard for what is like a storage shed, so we're going to place some items down. So I've got a few piles of cardboard boxes which I've customised so it looks like wheat. So that's mostly what Stella's going to be farming. Obviously, you know, when you look at her farm over here, it's mostly wheat. And she's got just the single pear tree like I mentioned, so there might be the odd pear item every now and again. There we go, there's the other boxes. Fantastic. And this will just be a random selection of furniture, just that I think kind of look good together. So we've got just a wooden box and a few stacked bags, so kind of looks like fertilizer. Again, just been customised to make it look like that. But yeah, I think they really work well. And then we've just got a few single cardboard boxes on their own. So these ones look like pears, as opposed to being the actual pile where obviously the majority of the stuff she gets is going to be wheat. She's only got a few single boxes of pears. It makes sense, you know, if you've only got the one tree to gather from compared to all this wheat, then yeah, you're going to have a lot less pears, naturally. Okay, So that's that little bit done. In fact, just before I run off and do that little side bit, there is a windmill. I know it can fit there, come on. Come on. Don't do this to me. Okay, I'm going to scooch these over like one. Is it even one? It's like half a space or something, but... okay. Windmill. Okay. Okay. So that's fine. I'll bring this box out. There we go. Just again, I don't like everything being uniform and just neat looking. I like it a little bit, just, you know. It feels a lot more natural if you just have things placed down. Like, these boxes potentially are heavy, so you're not going to put them down in the neatest pile. You're just going to plonk them down. But here is another little area, and I've got a couple more storefronts and a stall. And I kind of want to make it look like there is like an actual stall. Like if you go to a farm, they might have a little farmyard shop, something like that. And so Stella's going to sell a few of her wares. And I do have a couple of food items. So here we have some pear pie and some pear jam. And yeah, it's a very, I don't know, just rustic feeling, I think, as well. Buying various kind of farmyard-like foods. It reminds me very much of like the odd occasion that I've been to a farm, or honestly garden centres as well. They have the same kind of vibe. There we go. Obviously we have our food items. I do have some short panels as well, just to hide this side bit, but I don't know how well they're going to go down. Okay. Okay, that worked a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting to put have a lot more struggle, honestly. So, grand, frankly. Cool. Oh, I'm struggling. Am I pushing the wrong thing? Okay, I seem to be struggling with that one for some reason, but that's fine. We can work this out. Okay. Fabulous. And then I've got two on the other side as well. You're not really going to see them, but that's fine. These ones should be a little bit easier to actually place. There we go. Where is it? It must be this one. Cool. Okay. So obviously this is the area that I have built beforehand. So on the road to the tailors, you come up here, you've got a little pumpkin patch, which is just, I imagine, just general use. Anyone can use this. It's almost like a kind of allotment space. I don't know if Americans are used to that term, but yeah, very just basically public space for gardening. So a lot of people around the area that I live anyway have these spaces, and you kind of rent them out and you can grow whatever you want. So yeah, it's just a nice way to have your own patch of land and grow various veg, fruit, whatever you want to do. But anyway, you walk in, obviously you see the little counter with all the food for sale, and then Stella's home will be there with the addition of the barn looking items as well, and all her wheat and pear supplies, so all is good. I am just going to add a little bit to the beach. I don't know, I feel like I need to just improve some of my beach builds, because I'm never really sure what to do with them, honestly. That is especially true when it comes to Jailtown. I don't know how to yeah, what I want to do with them, or how to make it kind of look, you know, grungy and trashy. But as for this beach, I thought a lighthouse would make sense. Obviously you've got the extra height next to the silo as well. And I've got just a few various items, so wheat field, and yeah, flower or two. There's a flower already there, so that's fantastic. Do I have another wheat field? Not for the beach, but I do have a barrel and a duck. So you know what? I'm going to pick that wheat field up, just to be confusing. And we're going to put the barrel there and put the duck on top. There you go. Stella's pet duck. Which would be kind of weird, because obviously you get duck villagers, but... yeah, we're probably not going to see a duck villager on this island. You never know. I mean, there is a possibility, but if all goes as planned, then obviously I'll get all sheep and everything will be lovely and fantastic. Last little bit to this stall. Just a garbage bin, so it makes sense that you'd have one around. And there's also a beekeeper's hive. And, I don't know, I just like the idea of Stella keeping bees. And she's just going to be nice to the bees, she's going to be nice to insects. If I can place them down, that is. But, I don't know. I'll put it here, if I can, if it lets me. Okay, it's not letting me, so... Can I move the fence back at all? Honestly, I think it's that this all needs to be moved like one space up, so... You know what, jump cut to that, and then I'll have the hive there, and all will be good. So, see you in 2 seconds. Okay, so got there in the end. I have changed the fence kind of look a little bit, just so that I can then have it kind of going between these two bushes. And I wanted the bush just to kind of separate the walking area from where the bees go, because that just seems like a safe thing to do. I do have a few flowers just to dot around this entranceway as well, so might as well do that while I'm here. Just going to throw a red Cosmo down, because why not? And then I've got a few plants and a few little bits which I'm going to put here, and then we'll move on to this garden space. So let's just throw down a green mum. Where do I want it? I guess here. Cool, just in this little corner. We'll have a single weed here. And then let's throw down our items. So, a barrel. I love the barrel, the look of the barrels, and I think it works so well with anything natural or cottagecore, farmcore. It just works. And then, obviously with the Crime Island as well, it doesn't look out of place when you put them down there as well. It's just such a good item. There are so many good items in this game. I love just so much. Speaking of things I love, there's Rudy. What a cute boy. Ah, so happy I got him. So this pretty much concludes the little farm area. So obviously I'll skip to the next day at some point once the build is done in its start that again. Once the build is done in its entirety, I'll skip forward a day so that Stella's home actually pops in and it looks like it's all connected to the barn and the storage area. I don't have access to changing the exterior as of yet because I haven't done anything with Happy Home Paradise on this island, or this switch I should say. But yeah, that'll be something I do later on. So, and this is obviously the little entranceway that we've shown you already, and then you walk onto the beach, next to the lighthouse, the silo, her pet duck, and her little storage area. So yeah, I'm just going to move on to this area. Like I said, it's going to be a small garden area. I want everything to feel very just close to nature and natural, so I'm going to fill my pockets, and yeah, we'll move on to that. So, again, see you in a second. Okay, so we are back for the moment. So the very first thing I'm going to do is build the perimeter, which is all going to be these hedges. And as I've done with kind of all my builds on this island so far, I've marked these little green dots are going to be where trees go. But as this space is going to be mostly flowers, once I've done the perimeter, I'm then going to do a time lapse. I'm just going to speed it up and you'll see me putting down just an absolute buttload of flowers. So I don't tend to speed up the builds on this island, just because I think it goes kind of with the flow. You know, I think being my safe space, cottagecore, natural and things like that, I think it's just a chill time doing it like this. But yeah, sitting and watching me just plant like 100 flowers or so is yeah, maybe a little bit on the tedious side, so I'll speed it up and then do a little bit of a talk over the footage. But yeah, as you can see, it's a big garden space we're doing here. Hopefully Rudy's not going to get in my way. Although it's looking mostly like he is just going to live in this space and kind of be annoying. Honestly, but there you go. I'll forgive him because he's my boy. I love him. Yeah, you just keep walking. Fantastic. What a good boy. Okay, I do have another little courtyardy space, so I have downloaded the flooring pattern for this, so yeah, link will be in the description if you want to check out the creator and anything else that they've done. So yeah, feel free to check out the description below. But I will have a fountain and a little bench here. But for now, let's do the time lapse and put down some flowers, shall we? So I decided to do this as a time lapse as I thought me placing down just like 100 flowers or so would be really kind of tedious, and just speeding it up would make it a little bit quicker. I did start by using the shovel, but then realised that it would be just easier to essentially plant the flowers at my feet. And yeah, it just made the whole ordeal a little bit quicker for me. And some of the more keen viewers may notice that I've got a little bit of a thing going on here. So I wanted to make a kind of gradient ring. So a ring going around a fountain, all just kind of different gradient colours. I absolutely love those things, and I've never tried anything to this scale before. I have had one, and quite a small one, on my very first original island on New Horizons. But yeah, this was a challenge to plan out just because I made several mistakes and then I had to move each flower up like one space, and it was just very annoying. But yeah, that's the reason why I plan things out, and can make it a little bit easier for when I'm actually doing the recording. And yeah, it cuts out mistakes, mostly. But yeah, it just makes it a lot easier for your viewing pleasure as well. Okay, so we are back, and as you can see, I've got this just a lovely gradient garden, and I absolutely love doing things like this. I did have a very miniaturized version of this on my very first island ever, but yeah, I thought it was easier to just do this as a time lapse, and luckily I had pre-planned everything because it would have been an absolute pain trying to work out the gradient just on camera. Like, it took me several attempts basically to make it work, but I think I've done a good job. Hopefully you all agree, but I absolutely love these kind of things, and yeah, I think it goes very well with the natural cottagecore kind of vibes as well. And then we'll just have a bench, so you know, it's just a nice place to chill out, just a really pleasant place to be, honestly. And I can kind of imagine that even though it's not necessarily connected to the farm, so obviously Stella's home here, she would still look after it. The reason that half of the flowers, or you know, a patch of the flowers are sparkling, was Stella was actually watering them as I was trying to pick them up, which kind of, you know, just proves my point as far as the whole feeling like she's got a green thumb and that she'd be very just green and happy to try and grow things. It just goes well with her character. And yeah, I think she proved that by trying to get in my way. But yeah, I've just put down a garden wagon, again some more flowers for Stella to take care of, and a little just patch of leaves. Just a little bit messy, but nothing too bad, you know. Right, I'm going to grab these 4 trees to go into the corners, and then the garden space will be done, and then we'll move on to this area up top with the bigger looking courtyard. So let's grab these trees and put them down. So I've decided for this little area, or basically the corners of this garden, there's going to be spruce trees. I don't know, I just think that it really suits with the hedge, and I don't know why I bash the hedge with this shovel every time, but apparently I do. I said spruce, I meant cedar, but I suppose they're the same thing really. It doesn't really matter either way. You know what I mean. You can decipher what Tofu's rambles are about now, right? Yeah? No? Cool. So I just got to put one lastly in that final corner. There we go. I was a little bit worried I wouldn't be able to have access to it because maybe the storefront was too close, but no, it's fine. Okay, fabulous. So that is obviously our entirety of the garden space. Yeah, very pretty. Very happy with it. I was contemplating putting down the dirt path and making it all kind of just look like a garden bed, but I kind of like just the green, honestly, underneath the flowers. Just very nostalgic as well. Just, yeah, just how I played when the game first came out. Anyway, I'm now going to grab the items for this area, and yeah, we'll move on to that. So, again, jump cut, see you in a second. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is plonk down a few more hedges. Obviously I do need to put some trees down on all these green dots, but we'll do that later. But it's all about the hedges for now. And kind of similar to the little stall at the front of Stella's farm, I thought what kind of farmyard area would be, you know, complete without a small cafe-like area. So this is what this is going to be essentially. I have these party light arches, which I put down in the completely wrong place, but that's fine. Just a quick shove will get that correct. Cool. Fabulous. And we have another one as well. Nice. We also have a couple of flower beds, again really selling this idea that Stella is just really green thumb. She really cares about flowers and just growing things, so it's going to be really just pretty. And that's not the way I wanted that. So unfortunately you don't really see that one because of the tree, but when you're actually in the cafe space, yeah, you can see it, so it's fine. And as obviously Stella is a normal villager, they have a hobby of reading, so she's going to have this little tiny library, and that'll be just a space where any patrons of the cafe can just take a book out and have a read when you're having a coffee or one of the many delights that she'll offer. And for some reason I'm struggling to put down a table, but that's fine. Wouldn't be a tofu build if I was not struggling with things, honestly. This is another one of those items that I absolutely love, and I'm pretty sure they were included with the 2.0 update. I could be completely wrong about that, but I think so. I guess let me know if I am wrong. But I think they work so well with these metal and wood chairs. I'm only going to have a couple of tables, and then obviously the chairs to accompany that. But yeah, I want this nice kind of walkway just down the middle, and still have access to the garden if they wanted to, you know, just have a walk around. Obviously they have to be very careful because you don't want to damage any of the flowers in the garden, but yeah, I'm sure everyone would be just more than careful, honestly, when Stella's put this much work into the area looking nice. They're going to want to keep it that way. Okay, now moving on to the main body of the cafe space, I suppose. So we have just a rustic looking ice cream counter and a few counter tables. That didn't go the way I wanted, but you know, it's fine. Like I've said, if I'm not struggling to put things in the correct place the first time, then is it really a tofu build, honestly? So hopefully I've got enough space here to put the more counters and things like that. I do, that's fantastic. I was expecting a bit of a struggle, honestly. There's a little compact kitchen, so that's where she, you know, cooks any hot meals or hot food. And you're not going to be able to see it, unfortunately, unless you're like over here. But there is a little kitchenette, so sink and just a space for prepping various ingredients and things. And here we have the various items that I'm going to put down. So, espresso maker, some brown sugar pound cake. That's not the button I meant to press, but there it is in all its glory. Oh no. Place the item, please. Oh, that embarrasses me a little bit. I know how to game, honestly. Oh dear, dearie me. Okay, it's fine. Just gonna pretend that no one's laughing at me for that, but you know, it's fine. We have the modern cash register, which I just think it sets off nicely. We've got a fruit infused water, or infused water dispenser, I guess. So yeah, just a fruit juice or fruity water. And then the last thing being a menu chalkboard. Again, just really kind of driving home that rustic feeling. And other than the trees, this is Stella's little farmyard cafe area, which again I just think is delightful and really kind of goes with Stella's, you know, just personality and yeah, character as well. So she's a good girl, and I imagine she'd do everything to make everyone else happy. Right, lastly, I'm just going to grab a load of trees, and I'm probably not going to show me putting all the trees down. I might show me just do one or two, and yeah, we'll then jump cut to the end and me saying goodbye. So thank you for watching, and yeah, let's put down these trees. So these 3 back trees are going to all be pears trees, and yeah, this is mostly where Stella gets her, I guess, pears from, so she can do all her pear desserts that she sells at her stall, or at the restaurant, or cafe I should say. But yeah, I'm going to also have a little space just where you can essentially run through this like almost an archway of trees. So as you can see, all these green dots, these are all going to be pear trees, so I'm going to put them down, and yeah, all is good. If I can put them in the right place, that is. But anyway, I'll see you in the outro and a few just artistic shots of the finished article. See you there. Okay guys, that is the entirety of Stella's farm build with the flower garden and cafe as well. Hopefully you enjoyed what I did. If you did enjoy, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, but until the next time I want to say thank you very much for watching if you made it this far, and I hope you have a good one. Cheers guys.